4 down, 3 to go.
Yeah.
Sardis is next. So
That's right.
we've covered, these are segments of the church, the God's connection to the human race. Maybe you've seen yourself in there, or parts of yourself in there, or but there's a couple categories left to go. Let's see. Sardis there's kind of a fine razor separating it from the other ones, but it is a different category of person, a different category of mind, different attitude toward the things of religion. So Sardis is people who will go to church, pray, act outwardly pious, but do not actually try to learn truth or live with goodwill.
Oh, so this is sort of kind of ritualistic, or it's external only.
I think
kind
you
of, right, like going through the motions.
I'm culturally this.
Right.
So I'll go and do the things, but I don't care about the content. The content is irrelevant to me.
Yeah, I'm not especially compassionate about people. I'm not especially insightful about any of the concepts.
Just doesn't enter in. Like I've got this thing in one little box that's marked, oh, you should do this because you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Interesting.
give
All right.
me that letter. What is Jesus saying to the angel of that church?
And to the angel of the church in Sardis write, and all of these churches have an angel,
Oh yeah,
right?
it's not
It's
bad.
not like, well, this
Yeah.
one doesn't have an angel, so I'll just have to write to.
There's
No,
something to it.
they've all got
Yeah.
an angel. To the angel of the church in Sardis write, these things says he who has the 7 spirits of God and the 7 stars. I know your works, that you have a name, that you are alive, but you are dead. Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die, for I have not found your works perfect before God. Remember therefore how you have received and heard. Hold fast and repent. Therefore, if you will not watch, I will come upon you as a thief, and you will not know what hour I will come upon you. You have a few names even in Sardis who have not defiled their garments, and they shall walk with me in white, for they are worthy. He who overcomes shall be clothed in white garments, and I will not blot out his name from the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches.
So the danger with the Sardis mindset, where you've got, like, I'm doing the observances. I take the whatever I do this ritual. Every Sunday I do this. That can convince you that you have a spiritual life. Like, I'm already religious. I did all these things, but those practices, walking into those buildings, kneeling, saying things, and on their own, don't do anything. They have they're no different than me walking into Dairy Queen and doing what I need to do there. If they don't have any attachment to the life of trying to learn truth and trying to be good. So the danger is a person who's in that state might think, all right, I don't need to do any more work on that because I'm already there.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I live an exemplary life. I'm acing the game, nailing it here.
And so then you don't have any interest in spiritual growth because you think you're already doing spiritual growth.
It reminds me of that parable where, or just a story in the New Testament, not a parable, where this person comes up to Jesus and he says, what should I be doing, kind of thing. And the Lord tells him what to do. And he says, all these things I've kept from my youth up.
Yeah.
And so Jesus says, well, one more thing you lack. I don't know if this fits, but it came to mind.
Yeah.
Like, sell all that you have, and come and follow me. It's like you're still holding on to something here. You haven't really surrendered. You're doing all the stuff, but it hasn't added up to a full turning to the Lord. And also, in that story, at least, there's such a sense of like it says, you have the name that you're alive, but you're dead. You haven't really grappled with the fact that you actually need me, says the Lord, to come to life. You're not going to do it on your own, just going, doing all the things, showing up on everything on the calendar.
So the instructions to these people are to, put life into your worship by those things that you've probably recited. Think about that, and how would I live by that? Should I act differently in this situation? Because am I acting well? Like, take that out of the church and look at what I did on Tuesday. And wait, does that have anything to say about how I am on Tuesday or on Wednesday?
Really engaging with it at a deeper level.
Think about it seriously. And the warning is that if you just have that external religiosity, you don't keep it in the afterlife.
That's right. Swedenborg talks a lot about that.
External worship doesn't do anything, doesn't change your character, so you don't stay that way in the life after death.
If it was just something you were raised with, or you know what I mean, you've got it from your teachers and preachers, and it's not deep inside you.
But if you overcome, you get these white garments, and that's to say you can become spiritual people. You've got the tools there. You've already you've got access regularly. You hold in some kind of place of veneration this life system that's come from God to your whatever your religious surroundings are. You can live in heaven because you this can lead you to have the character and quality that will invite heaven in. But you got to start now. Now it's time to start. Start waking up. Start waking up and doing this. Like take this seriously.
Yeah.
So if you haven't found yourself in any of those churches, perhaps you'll find yourself in Philadelphia.
That's right.
I would think across the world, if anyone hears the name Philadelphia, they think the pinnacle of human life. This is, of course, Philadelphia. I'm joking. We are shooting this like there's a stone's throw from the city limits of Philadelphia right there.
Right.
And being where we are here, it's just like, it's super muggy in the summer, and it's and I-95 is all potholed. We good-naturedly rib ourselves about why are we here? But Philadelphia comes out real good in this. Now, it's not talking about the Philadelphia in the United States of America. It's talking about the Philadelphia that inspired that name. But it's just nice sometimes to have a, Philly come out as a spiritually deep and well-connected place, because the angel of Philadelphia, this church, the segment of the human race that's there, is people guided by truths springing from the Lord's goodness.
Seems like the best, most positive letter, doesn't it?
In Sweden,
seems like the
Borginese, you want truths springing from goodness.
Yes, you do.
You sure do, because that means the thing that's motivating your life is the desire to do well to people and make them happy and everything. And then from that, you have a focus on the truths of faith to help you in that mission. That's like A+ for Swedenborg.
That's right. Yeah, you have both of those things: that desire for goodness and the desire for truth. You want to learn how to do a better job. You're engaged with both the heart and the mind.
All right. What's the letter
in this thing?
What's the letter to Philadelphia?
Okay, it's a good one. To the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, these things says he who is holy, he who is true, he who has the key of David, he who opens and no one shuts, and shuts and no one opens. I know your works. See, I have set before you an open door, and no one can shut it. For you have a little strength, have kept my word, and have not denied my name. Indeed, I will make those of the synagogue of Satan, who say they are Jews and are not, but lie. Indeed, I will make them come and worship before your feet, and to know that I have loved you. Because you have kept my command to persevere, I will also keep you from the hour of trial, which shall come upon the whole world to test those who dwell on the earth. Behold, I am coming quickly. Hold fast what you have, that no one may take your crown. He who overcomes, I will make him a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go out no more. I will write on him the name of my God and the name of the city of my God, the new Jerusalem, which comes down out of heaven from my God. I will write on him my new name. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches.
Ain't no compliment sandwich. That's like when you have Oreo and you take the cookies off and just get the middle, and you do that for like 3 Oreos, and it's just the middle. I don't even know if that would be good or not. So it seems like, though, there is a little bit of an implicit warning in there. If you're in that state where is to keep going.
Hold on tight.
Hold tight. Don't. The only danger, like, you don't have a major course correction. The danger is that you don't stay on that course.
Right.
So you want to do that. And the instructions would be, stay alert. Let the Lord protect that way of life, and you be vigilant about drifting, and be steadfast. Like keep doing that. Keep living that way. Keep having what is love for the human race motivate you in whatever form, motivate you to pursue the truth, understand, learn it, and live by it. Keep doing that. That way you'll be protected no matter what you're going through, and you won't lose this sort of wise way
That's
of life.
right. Yeah, and there's an interesting suggestion. So many of the other letters is like, you're going to go through tough times, but I'll bring you through. It's going to be all right. But this one's like, I'm actually going to shelter you. Like you're already on a good enough path. You can be spared some of the, because of what people have been doing by being about love and truth in a more intense way and working them together. You're going to get spared some of the trouble that other people go through.
Let's talk about the invitation to the new church. Swedenborg, for those who aren't familiar, was real high on the future of the human race.
That's right.
To him, the prophecies in the book of Revelation, elsewhere in the Bible, it was all pointing toward there's this big, bright future for the human race. There's a new church.
That's right.
Is going to be established by God, which, as we've already seen, this church is this expansive thing. But it's coming, and these letters are all saying, all of you, this is how you can be part of this new church, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It was very, very powerful because up until this point of Apocalypse Revealed, the work that we're reading here, where Swedenborg explains this, Swedenborg had largely thought that it was going to go, he knew there was a big spiritual transition going on. He saw that whole Last Judgment. That's another whole can of worms, but he saw this Last Judgment happening in the spiritual world, huge upheaval, and he knew that there was a new religious era that was coming. But his belief for a long time in there was that historically it only ever goes to people who didn't have it before. You just can't, you get so, a sponge gets so dirty, like you just have to throw it. You don't kind of rinse, maybe I'll rinse it again. Well, no, it had paint and all kinds of bad stuff. Like, you just have to throw that out and get a new one.
Right.
And that's the way it had always gone. And yet, when he got to these letters, I think it opened his eyes in an even more profound way to realize, oh no, these are all invited to be part.
Yeah.
Christianity is invited to the party. It's not going to go to. Yes, it will go. He talked about it going to Africa, and to, which at that time didn't have. Now there's plenty of Christians in Africa, but at that time it wasn't heavily Christian there at that time, and so he sort of foresaw in earlier works that it was going to go there. But then in his later works, he starts to realize, no, I think Europe is invited too. And a lot of his later works are aimed at reaching out to Protestants and Catholics in Europe to say, hey, this is for you. Like, this is going to be different this time.
Because Swedenborg was pretty critical, very critical of the state of Christianity in his time.
I would say so, yes.
I mean, like that, the Christian reformer, he was basically, the thing is rotted. It's rotted from the inside out.
He was calling it out. It always shocked me when I was translating True Christianity that he got at one point to even calling out the Pope. He said, I defy anyone, even the Roman Pope himself. Look at yourself and tell me what you really believe. Do you believe in 3 gods? Do you believe in one God? What are you doing?
Yeah.
He's intense about it.
And that for a time he was feeling like it's just there's no hope for this thing. There'll be the baton is going to be passed to some new group of people in the world.
Yeah. It'll go to a group that's really not that religious at all, probably.
Yeah,
And so it'll have a new revival, as it had in
Yeah.
these other great
whatever
religious
this new
eras
church
before.
will kind of be that. But then he's saying, oh no, actually, there's going to be segments of people from Christianity from everywhere in the world that are going to make this up.
Yes.
One key group that's going to help make this new church is Philadelphia. Whatever person around the world is living a life of goodness, truth based on goodness. So those are the people who he actually says will help build this new church in heaven when they die and they go be there, as well as provide a presence of it, an outpost of it in the world.
Yeah.
It's a really important function.
Very important. And isn't it amazing that it's only in this letter did the New Jerusalem get explicitly mentioned? He says
Yeah.
it right there. And not that he doesn't say more about it at the end of the book of Revelation, but in the letters, that's the only time. And I'm reminded of that situation that you and I have talked about a couple of times before, where Swedenborg got news when he was first starting to publish his theological works. He got news that the sales were really bad. What was it, like 4 copies in 2 months or something like that?
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of a crusher,
Yeah.
It was sort of, man, he's turning inside out to get these things into the world, and nothing's happening. But what the angels told him was that the only people who are going to latch onto this are people who are living a good life, and they love the truth, and they have a desire for truth because of really living a genuinely good life. That's Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
That's not talking about geography at all. They're all over the world. But they're people who are really being good and also have that intellectual curiosity of how can I up my game? How can I do a better job here? And therefore are always in the market. They have a galloping hunger for the truth. Tell me what's true, because I can use that in my doing good. I could do a better job if I had a better understanding of people.
Man, yeah, let's go.
And so what he was told was that that's how this thing is going to grow. You're not going to convince a whole bunch of other people to suddenly sort of, oh, okay, those are the